Libra, welcome to 8 of Cups Tarot. Welcome to your cards for November. Now just keep in mind this is a general read. Energies can be vice versa. And I also wanted to go over the astrology with you guys. Now, as I've been saying for a while, the cardinal signs are really getting hit the end of this transit, and especially you with the Mars retrograde in the 7th. The good news is that November, mid-November on, things start to lighten up a little bit. At least things start to move. Now, the first couple of weeks in November seem to really emphasize that whole frustration period. We're coming off of a full moon in Taurus, which was your 8th house, which may have had to do something with shared resources. And there's an emphasis this month on the 2nd house, 8th house axis. So it's a lot about your self-worth, your finances, your independence, and maybe a partner's or a business partner if you're in contracts with another person. It could be kind of a sticky period between choosing your priorities and maybe being there for other people, and questioning and maybe reprioritizing your time, your energy, your money, your finances in certain areas of your life. This could really be a financial strengthening time, especially as Neptune starts to move direct in your 6th house at the end of the month, which is kind of like a mastery thing. And because Neptune is so present right now, it might be able to get you back on track as far as your daily routines go. It might be a little bit more refreshing. As well as Neptune moves direct, you might have some breakthroughs or some things that come through that kind of make your daily life a little bit easier. It could be technology, and it could also be implementing some kind of a spiritual practice done on a daily basis. You know, starting to really prioritize a time for journaling or meditating, just some quiet time to yourself. Doesn't have to be a huge change in your schedule or anything. It's can also bring coworkers that you kind of have a spiritual tie to in a way, and it could feel like people are starting to come into your life that are kind of here to make sure you are on your path and lend a helping hand. Now, looking at this cards for the month, your first card out is that of the King of Water. And I like this because this card as well represents mastery, but this is emotional mastery, and this is indicative of not feeling like you have to provide for everyone else. And I like that about the King of Cups, because although he's capable, he's compassionate, he's loving, he's more of the masculine energy, you know, and it just reminds me of give a man a fish and you give him a meal, but teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime kind of energy. And I think there's something about Libra that might really be causing other people to grow at this time. Now we do have that the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction in your 4th house in Capricorn, and then all of that 4th house energy starts to move out, probably making you feel as though you were kind of weighed down due to like home or family issues. Maybe you were going through some struggles, you know, emotionally having to do with your parents or your childhood. Things involving like your youth and growing up as a child, ancestral wounds, family issues. And so that stuff will start to ease up this month. And I like that because with that brings that mastery, right? That Capricorn energy is really beautiful for you there because it's learning the lessons and growing from it and moving on. So I really like this energy. Now the first cards out are the Explorer of Swords in reverse and the Five of Wands. There's a couple different energies at play here. One of them is something really irritating you, Libra. And the Five of Wands is competition, other people's opinions. You know, it's kind of that noisy card, kind of that chaos in your life. The Explorer of Wands in reverse can mean one of two things. Either there's not good communication, not productive, not healthy conversations, or no conversations at all. Libra, if you're doing that thing, you do have Venus in your sign this month. Although that beautiful energy goes by quickly, it could emphasize a need to kind of hold in. If others are irritating you or aggravating you in any way, Mars still retrograde in the beginning of November in your 7th house of partners. You know, if you live with somebody, or you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or a significant other that's kind of really like irritating the shit out of you, and either Libra could be holding it in, which is, you know, oppressive energy when we have this Uranus full moon, could kind of cause you to like vomit all of the things you've been holding in. So it's really not a good idea to hold the emotional stuff in this month. Now, this could also come as a form of a somewhat harsh conversation. Maybe something that you felt kind of bruised your ego in a way. There's a sense of rejection or harsh criticism coming through here. And the thing is, I feel like at a certain level, it really stings you, Libra. It's not one of those things that you could just overlook, you know. Maybe it's a partner who's been kind of in a mood and they say something, and typically you could blow these situations off. However, maybe this is a low blow. And maybe this is a coworker or a friend that just kind of says something the wrong way, and maybe it's a couple hours later or a day later, and you find yourself kind of obsessing about that. Now, remember, we have a Scorpio energy in your 2nd house of self-worth, and so I feel like this is something, a comment, a conversation of some sort, or a situation that kind of really pokes at your ego a little bit, kind of really pours salt in the wound, makes you think about it probably a little longer than you need to think about it. Now, if this is a partner, a significant other, somebody you've been dating here and there, or just starting to get to know, then this Explorer in Swords is clarified by the Knight of Cups, the Empress, and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is kind of irritating energy to me. I feel irritated by it, and this could be a couple different things as well. Now, I feel, Libra, like you're coming through as the Empress, meaning there's a lot going on with you inward, a lot of creativity, a lot of fertility, and this could just be Venus going through your sign, and it could be a time where you're kind of focused on the things that you really love, passionate pursuits, creative projects, and it's almost as if you're kind of nurturing a project, or maybe you're nurturing an idea of coming together with somebody. Maybe you're nurturing the idea of taking a relationship to the next level. Maybe you want to have that talk about getting married or having children or starting a business together. But the thing that I find irritating is if you are the Empress, this Knight of Cups isn't really at your level. Now, the Knight of Cups is fine. He's very romantic. He typically has good intentions. I don't see, because he's upright, I don't see any kind of manipulation or anything like that. However, he could be, or she could be, a little bit clingy, a little bit needy. And it could be tugging at you, Libra, maybe in guilt or resentment of some sort that you can't kind of do what you want to do for you right now. And the Three of Pentacles in reverse tells me there may be a lack of cooperation, a lack, maybe a lack of communication. If this is a husband or wife, maybe you, Libra, feel like the other person is not really pulling their part. Knight of Wands can kind of, the Knight of Cups can kind of be immature. So maybe this is even your children. Maybe there's a passion or a project that you're working on, a creative thing, a spiritual thing, whatever is bringing you happiness at the time, and yet you feel like the people in your life are really needing you. Maybe it's a time that you have to start to demand that they become a little bit more self-sufficient. Maybe you have to start demanding that people cooperate a little bit more and help you out in your life. Take part and be productive within the atmosphere. If this is co-workers or friends or even somebody you're just starting to date, this Knight of Cups can represent somebody that kind of comes in and claims that they're going to give you the world, or they're in love with you, or they're the best person for this position. If you're hiring an assistant and this person is kind of too good to be true, Three of Pentacles in reverse, there's probably going to be issues. We're still in Mercury retrograde the first couple of days. He doesn't really clear his shadow until the middle of the month when Mars moves direct. So you could still expect for the first half of the month that there's going to be some hiccups. There's going to be some reasons why people don't really fulfill the needs they were supposed to fulfill. They don't really meet your expectations. They're not really on your level. But there's a strength that I get from this with this Three of Pentacles in reverse with the Empress, meaning you should be learning something from this situation. And maybe the lessons are as simple as, like I said with the King of Cups, instead of doing the things for the people in your life, you start demanding they do the things for themselves. And a lot of this reading has to do with the growth between codependence and interdependent relationships. And I think that's kind of the theme. But I don't think, Libra, that everybody is kind of ready to attack this energy the way that you're ready to attack it. And you may experience, Three of Pentacles in reverse, a little bit of resistance from the people around you. Maybe Libra wants to make some changes at work that's really going to ease the flow, but you're coming up on employees that are like, not right now, I don't have time, I don't want to learn a new thing. Overall energy on this side of the board is the Eight of Cups. Now, I like an Eight of Cups energy. It's obviously one of my favorite cards, but the Eight of Cups tells me that you're leaving something behind. And typically, Eight of Cups, it's an emotional attachment, or it's an emotional way that you used to be. And it indicates spiritual and emotional evolution. Knowing there's a better way to handle this, taking the higher road, knowing you're worthy of more. And it's often indicative that what you have to do or the things that you have to leave aren't easy, but they are always for your greatest good. They're part of your soul path and your evolution in this lifetime, what you're supposed to develop and learn. So you're probably, as all of us, going through a very karmic period. Now the thing is, the second and third week in November is probably the most karmic time of the most karmic year of our lifetime. 2020, looking back on all of this, will be the year that changed everything. It doesn't mean that going into January or February of 2021, everything clicks into place. No. 2020 was a dismantling. like I said, I've been getting a lot of, you know, Seven of Pentacles kind of energy, like under construction. We're renewing. We're figuring ourselves out again after all of the chaos, after all of the drama. There's a lot of displacements. There's a lot of loss of jobs, loss of marriages, lives changing in these big ways. So of course it's not just all going to click into place. But it's how we use the knowledge that we've gained through all of this that will indicate how well you come out of 2020 itself. Meaning it doesn't matter if you don't have the answers. It doesn't matter if you don't have the guarantees or the signed contracts. What matters is that suddenly your priorities are more in alignment with your soul purpose, with what you love, with what you believe in. The oracle card on this side of the board is Dance of the Divine Feminine, card number 42. Dance of the Divine Feminine. This card represents change. And it's a card number 6, representing love. There's a lot of elements of a love relationship here. So if this is the relationship, there's a sense that you kind of have to create the outcome. You kind of have to create what you are wanting. And maybe Libra's been people-pleasing for a long time, and suddenly you have to draw some boundaries. Dance of the Divine Feminine means that you are in the receiving mode, meaning you're able to receive, meaning you can't fill other people's cup if you yourself are not fulfilled. And I think this Divine Feminine energy is when all of a sudden you start to focus more on the things that make you happy and less on the things that other people need from you. And maybe if this is just a lot of chaos in the workplace, or boss or coworkers that aren't getting along, or, you know, any situations like that, maybe harsh political conversations amongst friends, you know, the Dance of the Divine Feminine is the energy of being in a place of compassion, yet standing your ground and knowing your worth. Now the next couple of cards out I really like. You got the Fool and the Justice card. Well, two major arcanas in the center of your reading. We are definitely looking at change. We're definitely looking at change, and I love the Fool because it's a new start. It's a different way of doing things. You're probably starting something new. If you walked away from a relationship because it wasn't balanced, because somebody was promising things they weren't really coming through with, there could be an opportunity to start things again, the Fool. There could be new love coming in. There could be a new work project. You could be walking away from a sticky love situation and saying, no, I just want to focus on my career. I want to focus on this creative project right now. Justice card is a promise that it will be a success. And this is energy. It's very important for you to understand that the new things that you do, the new things that you start, the routines that you can more easily implement will have an effect for a really long time. And I like that Justice card representing that ripple effect. And I am just picking so much up on that whole message of teaching others to be self-sufficient. And I think it's important for you, Libra, because I feel like there's something big that you're working on, or something important that you're doing, or a phase of your life that's probably going to affect a lot of people. It might bring a lot of inspiration towards or to other people. It might make a difference in a lot of people's lives. You know, I get the feeling like just tweaking one little thing begins to make such a monumental difference. Now, there is kind of this duality between the Fool and the Hermit, which is clarifying that Fool energy. Now, the Fool energy, Aries, wanting to go out and start something new, and the Hermit card, Virgo, hesitating, planning, kind of keeping it under wraps, not really, maybe you're not sharing it with other people. Maybe you're starting a new creative project or a new hobby, but you don't really want people to know about it. Maybe Libra's kind of honing in on a certain skill. And there's energy here between take a leap of faith and think about it a little longer. The thing is, I think the Fool rooted down by the Hermit is that it's something yet you have been considering for a really long time. And like I said, not sharing this opinion with others. And maybe because of this energy earlier, this kind of, you know, because I'm still picking up, oh my God, I can't pick up any cards right now. I'm still getting this energy of like feeling criticized or rejected in some way. And so when you get this new opportunity to start this new thing, maybe you don't really want to share it with others, make it really public right away. Maybe you're a little afraid to kind of bring it out of the closet, announce to people that you're doing this thing. But the Hermit means that this is your path. The Hermit means that if you feel 8 of Cups, like you're being pulled to something, also clarified by the Lovers, being in alignment with self, with spirit, with your inspiration. And I feel like because you've gone through the things that you've gone through, and because you've done the work, you've done the introspection, you've reprioritized, you've discovered your passions, you've realized that your time, your energy is precious. And so part of the gift, this whole Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, starting a new cycle in your 5th house in Aquarius, could mean that there's a little bit of an emotional cooling down. You know, the cooling down, the boundaries we form in that 4th house of like how much we give to others, and that we can't simply give more than we actually have to anyone else. And because you mastered that, now you get to start the new thing. And the Justice card is rooted with the Ace of Pentacles, meaning that you have earned this new start, you've earned this thing, and it's something tangible. It's something that you could make money on. It's a job offer. It's a relationship that's dependable. It's a friend you can rely on. It's something that you could literally show for it. You know, if you're starting a new business, Ace of Pentacles is like actually launching the website. You know, actually taking in that first sale, booking that first job. And Justice card means that this is something you've worked on. This is according to your soul purpose. It's your path. And you get to start to see the results. Everything starts to move forward. Momentum will pick up. Ace of Pentacles, it won't be scary. It won't feel like this forever. It won't feel like you can't see the outcome. You have no idea how this is even going to work out. You have no idea why you're even doing it in the first place. The Fool energy turning into the Ace of Pentacles with the Justice card, this is absolutely meant to be, and I wouldn't waste a lot of time second guessing it. If you're wondering if you should devote more time to a relationship or a needy partner or a needy friend, no. Right now, Libra's attention should probably be focused on those creative projects or work projects. Not to say that you don't want to spend time with a loved one or you don't want to spend time with your kids and your family. But this is just simply a time in your life where this area of your life gets to change, and it brings opportunities, Justice card, the ripple effect that is for the greater good of everybody. So if you're working on a creative project, you're starting a new business, but still trying to hold on to another job, I don't think it's all that much for Libra to ask their kids or their significant others to like do their own laundry. Or maybe even ask them to do an actual favor for you. Now, the challenge card is a devil. And this side is clarified by the Two of Wands and the Three of Swords. This is procrastination. This is putting it off. This is delaying the projects, not setting those boundaries with those loved ones and saying, you know what, no, like 3 nights a week, I'm going to go and take this class or do this yoga or whatever it is that you feel like discovering. And the devil is where you can kind of fall into those old habits. And Two of Wands could be just the desire to be that thing to everybody. The devil and the Two of Wands and the Three of Swords could also indicate that this thing over here, if it was a relationship, it may come back up. There might be a very sexual component to it or a major codependency component to it. Knight of Cups. This person might feel very dependent on you, very needy of your time. And the thing is, if you give in to this, if you attempt to go after romantic endeavors at this time and fall into old patterns of letting people kind of take advantage of you, you could miss out on a couple really cool opportunities coming in. As well, with the Tower card, this could also be the old habit of not delegating. That old habit of kind of doing the things for all the other people anyways. Like maybe you set your boundary for the first 2 weeks in November and you tell your kids like, I am absolutely not doing your laundry. And then by halfway through the second week, you're back to doing their laundry. Because remember, the Devil card is habits and routines. And it's also where we can start to get obsessed about stuff. So it could be a toxic trait. It could be a toxic behavior. And you're probably trying to balance these things out. The Devil card could just be procrastination. You know, maybe you only have so many hours to work on this creative endeavor and you feel like the deadlines are going, and yet you find yourself watching 3 hours of political news because that's where we're at and it's 2020. And the devil can really show up to say, you're going to have to learn to discipline yourself. The outcome for you is the Wheel of Fortune. So regardless of how crazy or chaotic things might feel, regardless of you feeling any kind of guilt for setting these boundaries, for asking for help, the atmosphere is going to change. And if you have any resistance to change, it's not going to serve you. The Devil card could be resistant of change, staying stuck in old behaviors and old relationship patterns. Even if you walked away from this Empress Knight of Cups energy, the Devil card and the Wheel of Fortune, the universe might test you. They might send you another Knight of Cups. And I think the progress comes when Libra is like, no, man, time is precious to me and I want to kind of work on my thing. And I just don't see anybody being able to really emotionally tie down a Libra right now. Clarifying this energy is card number 34. Breaking down to a 7, adjustments and how we do things. A leg up. I actually want to read this one to you guys. Now remember, it's clarifying that Devil card of kind of toxic habits that we have. Receiving help, delegating authority, and interdependence. You've come to a point where going it alone is no longer optimal for you. Life has a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align with who can give you a leg up during this next phase of your journey. Help comes to you in all areas of your life where you need a boost. The trick is to accept the aid so freely given. When you embrace interdependence, allowing teamwork and independence to commingle, miracles happen, and now is such a time. I really think this is about Libra balancing out their relationships to other people. Relationship message, relationships that are healthy thrive on interdependence. It's important to recognize that you need others as much as they need you. You must allow people to support you, just as you are there for them. This is a time of the vulnerable to speak up about your needs and to ask for them to be fulfilled. And then trust. You will be met with kindness and love. Don't expect others to read your mind, though. Ask and it will be given. Now, I love that because the energy over here, clarifying this Wheel of Fortune, is the 5 of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, which tells me that there are very important lessons that you learned recently in your past. This Empress, Knight of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, about balancing out your needs and other people's needs. 5 of Cups can represent loss, regret, shame. And Page of Pentacles is the ability to learn from it and change the situation and plant new seeds. With that, you get the 6 of Pentacles and the 2 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles is an indication that you might have to choose 2 of Pentacles between 2 things. 6 of Pentacles could be if you're in a love relationship or you're kind of starting to date somebody new but still kind of talking to the ex, you know, because 6 Pentacles can represent giving to 2 different people. Or like I said, maybe you're starting your own kind of thing, starting your own business, but yet you still have that day job. And the 2 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles means that it might get uncomfortable. Wheel of Fortune, you're about to embrace and embark on some major change. The Fool and the Justice card. Things are going to change direction. And you may come up to a point where you have to choose one thing over another this month. And with that, I love this so much. 8 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. This Queen of Swords coming out here with the King of Wands is the perfect amount of alchemy for success. The King of Wands can and will and is capable of providing for others because he is so abundant himself, because he is not swayed by the emotional ups and downs of everybody around him. And the Queen of Swords is like, I'm not even getting upset over nonsense anymore. I'm not wasting my time and energy, because the Queen of Swords like has a vision, has a plan. So you have the emotional maturity and probably the support of others, as long as you're willing to ask. You have the vision for what you want next, like the big picture, the ability to kind of look above it all in spite of everybody's needs and requests, and you start to say, well, I just simply don't have time for this, and this is more important to me right now. Queen of Swords has no problem saying no to things. And the Queen of Swords with the Knight of Cups, or the King of Cups, tells me that this is serving a purpose for the people in your life as well. This might be a really beautiful time for new relationships, or maybe existing relationships that have gone through some turbulence. Because everybody's become a new version of themselves, and so we all have to learn how to get along with each other again in this kind of new identity. And the Queen of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles is you are in your flow. You are creating, and this is a card of alchemy, meaning that the things that you're starting now may not have immediate payoff. Things right now might be kind of a pain in the ass. It might be at this, weird phase of starting your own business where you kind of have to like do the website stuff, or do the accounting stuff, or set up your LLC or whatever it is. But although this area might not be so fun, it might not be as exciting as like putting together the creative end of it, that it's, again, Justice card, it's the next logical step in the plan. And the plan is clearly success. Now the outcome, and it doesn't really get any better than this, clarifying this Hermit and this Ace of Pentacles, is the Three of Pentacles upright with the Spider Spirit. Make your dreams real. And the Three of Pentacles means that because you put your foot down, because you said no, things have to start to go this way. My time, my energy is worthy of so much more. I could do so much more. I could make so much more money with my time if I wasn't running around doing all the things for all the people. And you'll probably find that as soon as you start to put your foot down, people start to respond. They start to respect you. Start to cooperate. Everybody starts to pull their weight. You have Pentacles under the Ace of Pentacles tells me that there is a guarantee that whatever you're starting now is going to grow and evolve. It's going to get bigger. There's a certain element of expansion. And 56. Card number breaking down to a number 11, which is divine. It's a gift. And this also represents people coming into your life or being a part of your life, believing in you, attempting to help you kind of build your vision. This could be the accountants coming in and helping you set up, the financial structures of your business. This could be the loan coming in so you could finally get that storefront or whatever it is. This is building blocks. This is a foundation, and this is making all those visions into a tangible form, a reward that you could actually hold in your hand or see in your bank account, hang on your wall and be proud of. It's a really exciting month for you, Libra. I think it's beautiful energy, and I'm really happy that you've come this far. And I'm super excited to see what November and December are going to bring for everyone. We're in such a beautiful time right now of change. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I will be back mid-month for the specific love readings. If you don't mind, don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe with your friends. We're growing a wonderful community here. And feel free to comment. I love talking to you guys, taking ideas back and forth and helping you a little further. I'm always available. All right, guys, sending you so much love. Take care. Have a wonderful November. Bye.